Hello everyone, I'm coming on here to talk about indigo children with Jesus. And I just thought that this would be a good topic to talk about with Jesus and to channel about with, Jesus. Just because he's helped me along my path with some of the problems that I've dealt with. Being an indigo child myself, being an indigo person myself. And what I want to do is make this video a little bit different and talk about indigo ADHD people, because this is a bit different than they're different than most indigo people. So first off, I want to give a little brief description of what indigos are and how they're different than normal people. So there's different life colors that we incarnate with. There's like a base, aura color that we have. A life color that we have here on Earth. And most people here on Earth are either violets or blue life colors. Usually violets are the men, not always, and then there's usually the blue life colors, which are usually female, and they're usually the caretakers, and they care for people, and have big hearts, and they're usually empathic, and they're just really awesome. And there's violets, and a lot of men are violets, and they a lot of times are the providers, and they can sometimes are sometimes a little bit stronger, and they can just push through life a little bit better than the blue life colors. But vice versa, they're both very, very hard workers, the blue life colors and the violet life colors. But what I'm here to talk about is the indigos. The indigos incarnated probably around, they started coming in about 40 years ago, 50 years ago, more so. And these indigo life colors, they're different. They're more headstrong. They're more innovative. They're more different. They don't like to conform. They're non-conformist. So they come here on Earth. They want to challenge the old way of doing things. And this is what I love about indigos, because they're here to challenge the old paradigm and to create the new paradigm. Pretty much to lay the playing field for the new generation that's coming in now, which are mostly crystals and rainbows and indigos. And these first indigos came in to lay the playing ground and to challenge the old system. And they're a bit wild sometimes because they like to challenge things, and they don't listen to what their parents say, and they don't listen to what society says. And yes, and then about 20 years after that, coming in the 1990s and late 1990s and even the 2000s now, the indigos that were coming in, incarnating in, a lot of them had ADHD or different things like that. A lot of them ADHD, ADD, sometimes even autism, different things. And these type of people come in and they do the same things that normal indigos do. They're nonconformist, they challenge the old ideas, so forth, but they're different. They're usually more high vibrational, and they usually have a lot more energy coming through their vessels, hence why they have ADHD. And they're sometimes more checked out in school, and they're more sensitive. And these type of people, they need more care. They need more time sometimes. Sometimes they're late bloomers. And they learn from their own mistakes. So if you're going to tell one of these kids how to do something, a lot of times it's just going to go over their head. So they're going to have to make that mistake themselves. That's why we don't need to coddle these children either. But we do need to give them time to develop into men or women. These ADHD indigos really like to go as well. And they don't like to stop. So they learn very fast, and they're very good at a lot of things. But they have to learn from their own mistakes a lot of the time. You can't tell them what to do. They don't listen sometimes. And the good thing about this is that they make these mistakes fast, and usually earlier on in their lives, in their 20s or even earlier. And when this happens, they evolve spiritually faster than most people here on Earth. Their consciousness expands much faster than the normal human vessel here on Earth. And they have a lot more light coming through the vessel, so it's sometimes harder for them to ground here on Earth, and are more advanced than the normal people here, spiritually advanced than the normal people that are here on Earth. And you can usually spot these people from a mile away. And also what I would like to talk about is there's a lot of violets that have these indigo characteristics and that are like this here on Earth. So you might mistake them for indigos as well, and they are very, awesome people as well. And one thing that I would like to talk about with these type of people is parents are very worried about these type of people. A lot of times they'll get into drugs or different things. It's hard for them to cope here on Earth because they're spiritually evolved, advanced, far beyond what the normal status quo here is on Earth. So they kind of can't handle it here sometimes on Earth. So a lot of times they resort to different coping mechanisms like drugs, like alcohol. And over time, they should snap out of that. But a lot of times that these indigos, they do things to the max. So that's why they, learn faster than others, because they usually hit rock bottom a lot of the time when they go like 100% at things. So if they were to get into alcohol, or alcoholism, they might hit rock bottom. Sometimes that's a good thing because then they learn and then they go forth onto a different path, maybe a spiritual awakening, for example. And now I'm going to step aside a little bit. Now Jesus is going to come in and talk to you guys about this. And hopefully I learn a few things as well. He's greeting everyone, and I feel I'm pretty excited to talk about this. He likes this type of topic. One of the first things he wants to talk about is know that you aren't the only one of these type of people that I'm talking about. The indigos, the indigo ADHD type of people, and you're not alone, and there's many others out there like you. He's also saying many of us will be led together, many of these indigo children will be led together to create things together, to innovate, to be creative together, to create relationships, whether romantic or otherwise. He's almost kind of clapping, and he wants this to happen for a lot of us. He's even pointing to me in my example, in my life, that I was left alone in my part of the world, and I didn't have anyone that I really resonated with a whole lot because there was no indigos around me, just mainly violets and blue life colors, and I wasn't able to, hang out with people and vibe with people that are like me. But now I've found a few more people that are like that, and it's a lot better for me, and it's a lot easier for me to be around people like that. And in the future, therefore, I will be around more people like that and manifest that reality for myself. He keeps saying the new earth, there's going to be more of these people here in the coming years in the new earth, and there's going to be more people that we resonate with, that we vibe with, that awaken, that are more open and sensitive, and we're able to, feel like we belong here in some sort of the sense and belong around these type of people. It's a lot harder to say you belong somewhere when you don't have the support around you or the people that are like you around you or have that same type of energy. He's also saying he enjoys this indigo energy, and he enjoys incarnating with this type of energy, this kind of extra punch that the indigo energy, has. It's very helpful in terms of having to convey your message or your opinion on things and get your way. Get your way with things. So he's going on to say that a lot of us indigos are learning patience here on Earth right now. Learning to, have our energy in our vessels and be as grounded as possible in this patience. And then we can take our action steps and go forward and be more calculated and balanced going forward here on Earth. This is what this COVID thing, has created a lot of patience for people. He's going on to say the Indigos will continue to challenge the old way of doing things and continue to create new things, new ways of doing things here on Earth. And he's really excited about this. So am I. About freaking time. I mean, God, this old way of doing things. He's almost kind of talking about a little bit of like a utopia, of like a gathering of certain indigos together and creating things, and a lifting of frequency among these indigos, a feeling of belonging, a feeling of oneness within a lot of these types of people that are more sensitive and different, and just different than most people. They're going to continue to, create this like community, and then that's going to expand. And this energy that they house within their vessels, which is much more energy than normal, life colors, especially the ADHD kind, these people are going to continue to come together, and then that energy is going to expand out and help others. He's also saying every moment that we're here on Earth, we're help creating the new consciousness, the new way, the new Earth, the new way of doing things here on Earth. We are kind of gifting that type of consciousness, this newer type of consciousness, to the next generation, allowing them to express themselves freely within this more high vibrational space, instead of it being, oh, this is the way you're supposed to do it, and this is how everything's done, and this is the old paradigm way of doing things. So he's kind of applauding a lot of people. He's applauding me. Go out there and do, especially a lot of indigos, and even if you're not an indigo, applauding people that just do it. Do their own thing. Don't give a shit about what other people say, and just go ahead and do their own thing. And just do what they know is right for themselves, because it's going to be different for everyone, especially indigos. That's one thing I've noticed. There's going to be certain things that are only right for you, and everyone else around you it's not going to be right for. And you just have to go forth and just don't care what other people think, and go forth. So what he's going on to talk about is creating this balance within yourself, especially with people that have ADHD, people that are indigos, and creating this balance within yourself. Once we can create that balance within ourselves, life can be a lot easier for us, because indigos tend a lot of times to buck up against the current and be super headstrong in certain things. But if we be more balanced and more patient, we can really, manifest from that space of being in the moment. He wants to go on and talk about stillness, and how stillness is everything. Finding that stillness within you. He says, whatever brings you this stillness, he says, go after that, chase that, be in these moments as much as possible. This is how we discover who we are. This is how we discover our gifts as human beings here on Earth. This is how we tap into the other side, being in this stillness, how we build a better connection with our team, with the other side, with Source, with ourselves, with our higher selves. He says every time you do this, it's like a multidimensional. You're discovering yourself on multidimensional levels and having upgrades on multidimensional levels that you might not even realize now, but you will realize them years down the road. And that kind of goes into how time is just an illusion, and that everything we do on a consciousness level is not dictated by time. He's saying the more we realize the stillness within us, and find these moments of stillness, the more we realize everything around us here on Earth is just an illusion. It's just a game. he's also saying once we realize this, we can have a healthy level of detachment. And knowing that we can find better ways of doing things and dealing with things and coping with things. Oh, and also, foremost, finding what truly matters to us. If everything around us is an illusion, what truly matters within us, a lot of the times, is the love within us. The love, the expansion, the evolving, the high vibrational things about a spiritual journey. And he's saying once we manifest from this space, then all around us in our 3D reality will be matched from that. He's really excited for me channeling this, and he's also saying this is one of the things that he focused on doing in a lot of his lifetimes. And this is one of the things that he's pretty much a master at and really good at. He's going on to say, like, peace be with you. And he is really excited to channel through me and to talk to all of you. And he's just saying bye. But yeah, that was freaking awesome. That was awesome. And I love when, you know, Jesus comes in like that, and I'm able to really, you know, get what he's trying to say, because that was awesome. But anyways, I hope you guys liked it, and I'm going to be signing off now. Hope you liked the video, and goodbye, everyone.